Alpen Pharmaceuticals in association with Higher Secondary Principals Forum.
Now, let us see the next adjustment, that is calculation of amount due to retiring partner and settlement of his capital account. Okay. Now, suppose if a question is asked, how do you ascertain the amount due to a retiring partner? Then what are the important things? When partners, we have seen now, till now we have seen the various adjustment, like how to calculate the ratios and what is his, how to calculate his share of goodwill and how to distribute between the partners. Then we have seen the revaluation of profit or loss and how retiring partner gets his profit or loss in revaluation. Then also accumulated profits and losses of business, how they are distributed between the partners. So now, other than this, there are some more points, like where the retiring partner is credited with certain items and debited with certain items. Okay. So now, when retiring partner's share is to be calculated, the amount payable to retiring partner is calculated by deducting the amount that is receivable from him from the amount payable to him. Okay. So, what does it mean? Now, we have to see the various amounts payable to him and which are the various amounts receivable from him. Any amounts payable to him are credited to his capital accounts. Meaning, when firm has to pay, he is like a creditor. So, his capital account is credited. And when firm has to receive from him, he is like a debtor, and these amounts should be debited to his capital account. So, when you have to find out what is the ultimate amount which is to be paid to the retiring partner, then we have to deduct all debits from the total of credit, and then we get what is the amount due to a retiring partner. So, let us see now one by one. So, what did I say here? Amount payable to retiring partner is calculated by deducting the amount receivable from him from the amount payable to him. So, let us see what is the amount payable to him, that is due to him. So, what are the various shares of a retiring partner when he retires? So, of course, we start with the first, that is his capital balance. Okay. So, he has, suppose, a credit balance in his capital account in the beginning. So, that balance, of course, he has to get. Then any interest, suppose now when this interest, salary or remunerations will arise, only when he retires, in the middle of the year, then we have to calculate this share from the last balance sheet till the date of retirement, and it has to be credited to his capital accounts. Then we have his revaluation profit share, isn't it? So, already we have seen that partners are credited with profit, isn't it, revaluation profit. So, similarly, the retiring partner also is credited with his share in the revaluation profit. Okay. Then his accumulated profit or reserves or reserve fund, general reserves, whatever is there, it is to be credited to his capital account, his share you have to find out and credit it. Okay. Then his share of goodwill. So, already we have seen that gaining partners are to be debited and retiring partner is to be credited in the gain ratio. So, now here this journal entry is passed in a gain ratio. So, retiring partner is credited with his share of goodwill, of course, and his share of profit, this is something different. Okay. Now, suppose if the partner retires in the middle of the year, then he is also supposed to get his share of profit in the firm's profit up to the date of retirement. How do we calculate? Taking into consideration the period from the last balance sheet till the date of retirement. Okay. So, now next is, let us see now what is the amount payable to him. We have seen the amount payable to him. Now, let us see the amount receivable from him, that is amount due from him. Okay. What is due? Exactly opposite of this. Now, if credit balance he has, then he has to get. Similarly, if he has a debit balance, then that is to be, of course, amount due from him. Debit balance meaning he is like a debtor, no? He has to pay to the firm. So therefore, he is to be, it is a debit balance. Then his share of revaluation loss, so which decreases again his capital, and then drawings or interest on drawings. So drawings is debited, of course, and interest on drawings is what? Interest on drawings is up to the date of retirement. If he has withdrawn money and for his personal use, then we have to calculate his share of interest on his drawings, and that has to be also debited because that is the amount due from him. Okay? And share of accumulated losses. Okay? And also goodwill written off. We have seen that already appearing in the books, also we write off, no? So in that case all partners should be debited, so also the retiring partner included in that. So all these are the debits. So now why these debits are shown in red? Because these are the amount due from him, and when you make the total of amount due, and also the total here all items which are shown in blue are the amounts payable to him, so amount due to him. Okay? So most of the times the amount which is payable to him is more than the amount due from him, not necessary, but if we want to know what is the amount payable to him, final amount payable to him, then we have to deduct all debits from the total of credits. Okay? So this is how you calculate. If question is asked, you should be able to write taking into consideration all these items. Okay? Let us see now when partner retires in the middle of the year. Okay? Actually it is a part of the amount which is payable to a retiring partner, it is also included. So same like we are will see in details about the profit share to be given to a retiring partner if he retires in the middle of the year. Okay? So we call it as estimated profit or accrued profit, because this is not an actual profit of the share in the actual profit of the firm, because profits are always calculated at the end of the year for any business organizations. But in the middle, if the partner retires, so till that date what is the profit of the firm we have to ascertain, and we have to give the share to the partner. But it is very difficult to ascertain the profit, okay, because maybe if firm has earned a profit within 3 months, after 3 months suppose he retires, firm has earned a profit, but next 9 months there can be losses, and therefore here we have to take into consideration it is based on some previous profits or some average profits of the previous years, or maybe any other base. So let us see what are the various bases on which these profits are calculated. Okay, if a partner retires during the year, it is necessary to calculate his share of profit from the date of last balance sheet. This is very important. It is actually shown you in the red, so I don't have to mark it. Okay, so please read from the date of last balance sheet till the date of retirement, and it is credited to him. Okay. Since it is difficult to calculate the actual profit, it is calculated based on certain important aspects. So number one is what? Based on the previous profit of the firm. It means last year what is the profit earned, and we assume that the same profit will be earned by the firm this year, and then till that date what is the profit and his share we calculate. Okay. Then next is average profits. So we take into consideration the profits of some previous year, calculate the average profit, and based on that average profit we calculate the profit of the firm and his share in that. Okay. And based on the sales, sometimes sales, okay, if, depending on the profit earned on the sales. So what is the sales till that period and what is the profit earned, and based on that his share will be payable to him. Okay, and all this profit, actually this profit share of a retiring partner, we debit to profit and loss suspense account. Now why suspense account? Because this is not an actual profit. This is just estimated, and therefore here for the time being it is debited to a separate account which is known as profit and loss suspense account, and retiring partner should be credited as it increases and he should get his share. So therefore his capital account is to be credited. Okay. So next is we'll see calculation of profit based on the previous year's profit. Okay. Calculation of profit for the intervening period, the period from the date of last balance sheet to the date of retirement. So the first base is what? Based on the previous profit. Okay. Previous year's profit, let us take one example here. All of you please have a look at the problem. Now, who are the partners? Madan, Shubham and Vipul are partners, and who retires? Vipul retires. Okay. So which date he retires? On 31st December. So this is very important to you. Okay. He retires on 31st December 2019. So what is the profit earned at the end of the year, previous year? It's given to you. What is it? Rupees 1 lakh. So based on this we have to calculate it. Okay. So let us see the calculations and then we will pass the journal entry to credit his share of profit. Okay. So now all of you look here. What is the formula we use? Previous year's profit multiplied with proportionate period and his share. Okay. If we have to calculate Vipul's share, this is the formula. Please don't forget previous year's profit based on previous years. Why do we multiply it with proportionate period? Because previous year's profit is of 1 year, no? But he has retired in between, right? So after how many months he retires? See, he retires on 31st December. What is the year ending? 31st March. Okay, year ending is 31st March. So from 31st March till 31st December, what is the period? It is 9 months. So that is why we are taking this proportionate period, because 1 lakh is for 1 year. So we want to know what is the profit of 9 months. So 9 upon 12, that is a proportionate. 12 months. Out of 12 months, we have to take how many months, after how many months he retires, that should be the numerator, and denominator is always 12 months. Okay. And his share. What is his share? The ratio given to you is what? Equal, right? Equal meaning 1:1:1. So his share is 1/3. Okay. So 1/3 is his share, and after calculating this, so this is the answer we get, 25,000. Is that clear to you? So previous year's profit is 1 lakh, proportionate period is 9 upon 12 and his share is 1 upon 3. So when we multiply, you are allowed to use the calculators. So you can use your calculators, and when you calculate this, the answer which you get is rupees 25,000 is the profit share of Vipul, and that Vipul should be credited with rupees 25. So how it will appear in Vipul's account? When you open partners capital account, it will appear on the credit side as by profit and loss suspense account, only in Vipul's column, rupees 25,000. Is that clear? Now we will see the next situation. Suppose if you are given the profit to be calculated based on the average profits of certain number of years, past certain number of years, then how do we calculate? So of course, let us take one example again. Same thing, same example. Suppose Vipul only retires. Okay, here I am taking Vipul only, and there are profits given to you of 3 years. Okay, past 3 years, 1,36,000 for 16-17, 1,54,000 for 17-18, and rupees 1 lakh for 18-19. Okay, so that profit is given. Now his share we have to calculate. So from which date? From 1st April to 31st of December, because he retires on that date. Okay. So first what we have to do then? First we have to calculate what is the average profit. How do we calculate the average profit? You have learned the calculations earlier. Total profit divided by number of years, you get average profit, and this average profit should be taken to calculate the retiring partner's share. Okay. So average profit is total profit upon number of years. I hope this is clear to you. So total profit meaning what you have to do? All 3 years profits you have to add. So this is what we are doing. 1,36,000, 1,54,000 and 1 lakh. Divide it by how many years profit is given? 3 years. Okay. So this 3. Okay. And then when you calculate on your calculators, so total is 3,90,000 profit. divide it by 3 years, and what you get is 1,30,000 is the average profit of the firm. Now, in this, what is the share of a retiring partners? We are using the same formula. Only in case of, in the previous case, we had seen previous year's profit, yes or no? So, now what you have to see here is, you have to take here is average profit. Average profit multiplied by proportionate period into his share. So, how do we get it? See, we get it like this, 1,30,000 is the average profit, multiply it with 9 upon 12, because 9 months is the period after which he retires, and what is his share of profit? 1 upon 3. Okay? So, when you calculate, what is the answer you get? It is 12,500, which is credited to whose account? Yes, very good, Vipul's account should be credited. How do we write it? By profit and loss suspense account. Okay? We are temporarily transferring this balance to profit and loss suspense account. Is that clear? Then we will see the next, that is the last situation. If you are given to calculate the profit of a retiring partner on the basis of sales. So, let us take the same example. I am continuing with the same example, but here Vipul only retires and business sales for year 18-19, because in 19 he retires. So, what is the sales up to 31st March? 8 lakh rupees. Okay. From April to December is the period, no? He is there. He is there in the business from 1st April to December 31st. Okay. So, what is the sales given of that period? 4,80,000. Now, Vipul's share of profit for the period from April 1, 2019 shall be calculated. How? Based on the sales. Based on the sales. So, what is the profit of the previous year which was given to you in the problem? 1 lakh rupees. That was already given, no? So, it is not mentioned here because we are continuing with the same problem. Okay? So, let us take, if sale is rupees 8 lakh, meaning previous year's sales were rupees 8 lakhs, what was the profit earned? 1 lakh rupees. Okay? Now, what is our profit for that intervening period? 4,80,000. In that 4,80,000, what is the profit we get? How do we calculate it? If sale is 4,80,000, then what is the profit? The profit is calculated like this. See, this is the proportion, no? Out of 8 lakhs, profit is 1 lakh. So, 1 upon 8 is the proportion, isn't it? Of how much? 4,80,000. Is that clear? So, 1 lakh upon 8 lakhs, multiply it with 4,80,000. I have just shown the denominator 1, it is actually 4,80,000. So, out of 1 lakh 4,80,000, 1/8, if you calculate, then what is the answer you get is rupees 60,000. Okay, 60,000 is the answer. What is this now? This is the profit for that intervening period. Of whom? Of the firm, not of Vipul's. So, now how do we calculate Vipul's profit in that share of profit? Because you know his share, isn't it? So, his share, how do we calculate? We use this formula. Profit till the date of retirement, multiply it with his share. Okay? So, profit is 60,000, his share is 1/3. So, how much he should get? 20,000. So, this is based on the sales. So, in a given admission problem, any one of this situation is given, may be based on previous profit, may be based on average profit, or may be based on the sales. Okay. So, you have to read it carefully and accordingly you have to calculate. We have seen the detailed calculation. Now, with this you can pass a journal entry. What is that? Yes, very good. What is it? Profit and loss suspense account debit to Vipul's capital account. Very good. And what is the amount? 20,000. Meaning when you open Vipul's account, this amount should be credited in Vipul's account with rupees 20,000. How do we write it? By profit and loss suspense account. Nice. So, I hope this is clear, calculation of profits. And finally, we come to the settlement of amount due to a retiring partner. Okay. Now, we have seen now what are his shares. Okay. regarding this calculation of interest and that is up to the date of retirement and then salary etc. calculations, actually it arises when partner retires in the middle of the year. But there is one more chapter you will be learning after this, is death of a partner. So because retirement is on a convenient date, death is sudden, isn't it? So when the partner dies, actually till that date we need to calculate. So details of such calculations will be covered under the topic death of a partner. So for our retirement, let us actually stick to what we have done so far. So settlement of amount due to a retiring partner. Okay, so now here when partner all amounts are credited and debited to his account, then we have to settle him, isn't it? Meaning his account may show debit or credit balance. But if it shows debit balance, then we have to receive money from him. But if it shows a credit balance, then we have to make the payment. Now this payment can be made immediately, or maybe for the time being if it is not made, then transfer to his loan account. So this is the first situation where whole amount due to a retiring, when you balance his account and when credit balance is more, that is the amount due to a retiring partner, and this amount is temporarily transferred to a separate account known as his loan account. So we call it as a retiring partner's loan account. What journal entry do we pass here? Partner's capital account should be debited as it decreases, and retiring partner's loan account is to be credited because loan account increases. Now it is a loan, no? Because he is no more a partner. So when we transfer it, there is a new account gets created, that is retiring partner's loan account. So loan account increases and capital account decreases because we have transferred the entire amount to loan account. Okay. Now next is when full payment is made on the spot or by cash or by check. So when we pay immediate amount, then journal entry is very simple. Partner's capital is debited because it is decreased, and cash or bank account is credited as it is an asset, it decreases, so it is credited. Okay. So if when we make the payment by cash, we have to credit cash. If payment is made by check or through draft etc., then we have to credit bank. So what is given to you in the problem? So please read carefully, and accordingly you have to write either cash or bank. Okay. And then sometimes it is not full payment, but it may be a part payment. Meaning what? A retiring partner is only settled with part of the amount and remaining balance may be transferred to his loan account. Okay. So whatever we pay, we credit to cash or bank account, and whatever we transfer to loan account is to be credited. So what is the journal entry here shown? So retiring partner's capital is debited, of course it decreases, and loan account increases and cash or bank account decreases. So we credit. I hope this is clear to you regarding this settlement of amount. So any of this situation is given. So you have to look for what is the situation given, and accordingly you have to give the treatment. Okay. And never forget this journal entries. You may not have to pass the journal entries, but then if it is asked for just 2 marks or 4 marks questions, then you also need to know these journal entries properly. Okay. And when it is a entire problem on retirement is asked, then ledger accounts are very important. So that settlement is done properly. Okay. So now one more important point I have to just bring to your notice, that is a note. Please see. Section 37 of Indian Partnership Act of 1932 is applicable in the absence of any partnership. Actually, how the payment is to be made and how it is to be settled, how much interest the partner has to get if loan account is to be settled and all, depends on the partnership deed agreement, because partnership is formed by an agreement, all of you know. So one of the clauses may specify about this. But suppose if there is no such clause or if there is no such provision in the partnership deed, then this section will apply. And what this section says, see, if outgoing partner has an option to receive either interest at the rate of 6% per annum till the date of payment. So if any amount is due and if that amount he is entitled to receive along with interest at the rate of 6% per annum till the payment is to be made to him. And there is one more option, if or such share of profit which firm has earned with his money, okay, based on the capital ratio. So this is very important. Okay, so entire profit which is earned, you may distribute in the capital ratio, and then his share should be given to him if his money is used in the firm. Okay. This is just to bring to your notice section 37. Okay.
Prudent Scholars, powered by Lupin Pharmaceuticals.